Okay, so the literature review as a part of your task that is given in the paper New Literature, where you will be divided in various groups, and in that group you will pick up one novel, a contemporary novel, and on that contemporary novel you are supposed to make a list of literature review, and then you have to find the best 10 resources, best 10 resources. So what is this literature review, and what you have to do as a part of the process? Let us have an overview of that. Uh, Guba EG, in the paradigm dialogue, says that has argued about these three fundamental research questions that structure any research project. Any research project, as we say, that this becomes a part of research methodology. So as a part of that, we are looking here. What is there that can be known? So that is what is knowable. What is the relation of the knower and the known? And the third is how do we find things out? Three things very important for any research project. What is there to be known? What are you looking for? What are you searching for? What is your question? For example, if you are doing a research, MPhil or PhD research, then your question is, well, I want to go deep into feminism. I want to go deep into post-colonial arguments. I want to see globalization. I want to see the literature and society. I want to see literature and psychology. Something that is there that I am very keen and eager to know. And for that purpose, I pick up a research project. I pick up a research project and then I do the work. When people come, for example, many times people come and ask that, suggest us a research topic. So I said that, well, that cannot be suggested. It should be coming from inside you. When you have studied in your BA and MA, you should have been curious to know all these things. There's some kind of curiosity might have been enraged in your mind that, well, I want to go deep into this. We have studied this, but I'm more curious to know. And then you say, well, I will do research in this. I know this, but I have these questions. I want to still explore more about psycholinguistics, about sociolinguistics, about feminism, or about post-colonial, or anyway. That has to happen when you study. And then when you are in your search for the PhD topic, that helps you, that drives you there. So what is knowable? Now you know what is knowable, what can be known, and how it can be known. Then what is the relation between the knower and the known? Who am I and what I am going to see? That is very important. So if I am a particular identity and I am looking something else, then there are more chances that this identity will look at that in a particular way. That relation is very important to be known to us, because we have to break also that relation time and again when we are in a part of in the process of research, when we work on that. How do we find question about methodology also? This is coming as a part of Zohri window. As a part of Zohri window, we have this 4 windows where we say that I know what I know, I don't know what I know what I don't know, and I don't know what I don't know. These 4 windows that become psychology. In psychology, they call it Zohri window, also about the thing. Now, this part, I don't know what I don't know, is the darkest part. It is the darkest part in our mind. So we don't know actually what we don't know. We may say that, well, I know what I know. I know how to cycle. I know how to drive a car. I know that. But I also know what I don't know. I know what I don't know. I don't know how to drive an aeroplane. I know that. I know many things that I don't know also. So that is that these parts are very clear. But when it comes to I don't know what I don't know, that is very dark. We really don't know. Once we know, it doesn't remain there. It will move into another part. Well, I say, well, I don't know how to teach online. It becomes a part of I know what I don't. Now I know it. I know it. It never remains there. So what remains in this part is very dark, very dark. And that is why skepticism is very important to understand. When we try to see that what can be known, what cannot be known, this is always a space that we can never know everything. We can never know. Everything will be never known to us. The limitations will always be there. That's why all research or researches, all observations, all philosophies, they have their limitations. Nothing is complete in its own sense, because it is not possible that everything can be known to everybody. That gap should always be kept in our mind when we are trying to find or go for the research. Anne Gray's research practice for cultural studies, they elaborates these questions, the questions that Guba is raising initially, that are in a way raised that what is there that can be known, what is knowable becomes ontological question, becomes an ontological question, and what is the relation of the knower and the known becomes epistemological question. That can be known as epistemological question. The earlier one is ontological question, and how do we find things out, that is methodological question. For us right now, this third one, how do we find things out, the methodological question is more important rather than ontological or epistemological question there. Though in this slides which I will share you later on, you will be also able to know what is ontological and epistemological also. If you recall our post-colonial studies lectures, then in that also Edward Said refers to epistemological and ontological questions about knowing the things, about things. So what is that we can know, the knowability, the idea of know, and how do we know the existence of something that is ontological, and epistemology about knowing about the things that then also we referred to these words there. Okay? So we are normally told, the students are told to do the literature review, but actually they are not aware about what is to be done in literature review. What is this and what is the part of all this thing, that also remains unknown to most of the people. Many people do only annotated bibliography. Annotated bibliography means the list of the works, that this work chronologically you put it, and it is written by this person, the title is this, and the abstract is this. That list is prepared. This. Now, many people say that that is literature review. Well, that is a literature review, but a step of a literature review. It is not a complete literature review. You require to have a list of the work where you have a bibliographical record, alphabetically arranged, all the record, and annotates a brief. Yeah, okay. I hope now I'm reconnected again. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There was a connection failure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Still, the another connection I have connected, the Wi-Fi one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so I think now you can see this. So this in literature review, when you do this, this is very important to be understood, that we always stand on the shoulders of other. Yeah? So many times when people have always this question that why should I read so many other people to understand the text? Why can't I have my own unique way of looking, my maulikta? If I will read other, then I will be blinded by their viewpoints and other things there. So well, any form of research or any way that we look at the progression of knowledge, it always happens in this way, that you have to stand on the shoulders of others, so you can see farther. You can see farther. If somebody has already seen up till some level, then if you will do the same thing, you will reinvent the wheel. You are in the process of reinventing the wheel. It is not necessary. Wheel is invented by the cavemen. Now you don't waste your time in. Now you think of using the wheel, how innovatively the wheel can be used. That you think of. Now, no need to go back to reinventing the wheel there. So that is why this literature review and other things are very important, that you know what people have done. So when you think of various ways that people have looked at a particular text, that also will give you an idea that, well, are there any gaps or not? Now any scope remains to interpret this text in any another way or not, that can be seen. So that is why this is very important. Literature review is like standing on the shoulders of the giants, that is previous scholars. It is not only to see what they have done, it is to visualize beyond their visions. It is to visualize beyond visions also. So when we see at this, why, what is the purpose of literature review? In writing the literature review, our purpose is to convey to our reader what knowledge and ideas have been established on a particular topic, and what their strengths and weaknesses are. What their strengths as well as weaknesses are. As a piece of writing, literature review must be defined by a guiding concept, our research objective, the problem or issue you are discussing, or your argumentative thesis. Now here, in your case, it will be, you have one novel, a contemporary novel, and you are trying to read that novel from various angles. And that is how you are trying to do that. You as such don't have any research question. For your purpose, it is not a research question. For a PhD or MPhil, there is a research question. And that is the guiding force. That is the guiding force when they look into this. Why do a literature review? Very important thing is to identify the gaps in the literature, the gaps in the research. So what people have seen up till now in a particular novel or particular idea. We are talking about feminism, post-coloniality, racism, society, psychology, and literature. What up till now people have done, what people have done, that is there. And now you are trying to see that. Now, many times people say that, well, this text is new and people have done psychology and literature, but they have not seen this text in that way. Now, that doesn't make it new. That doesn't make it a new reading. Somebody has done so well. It is already a theory now. The lens is ready. You just have to wear the lens and you will start seeing that. It is very easy. It's not a new research at all. So it is just changing a text and applying the same idea is not making it a new research. It is not finding a gap. So literature review tells that, well, all these things are seen. Then what should I do? Well, then you say that wait for the questions to come. Wait for the questions to dawn. Wait for some, you have questions there. And if you come with a question, again go and do literature review. Again, you find, well, your questions are answered. Somebody already has done it. Now, then still wait for the questions. That is how literature review helps in moving, progressing further way, that one has to do this. Okay, so I'm skipping some part because all our parts are not that important for our purpose here. So some parts I am repeating. Literature review is also to identify opposing views. Views. So when you, this is very important for your work also. When you try to see if you find the people counter arguing about the text that is given to you. If they counter argue, some say it is very good, some say it is not so good. On what grounds people say it is very good, on what grounds people say it is not very good, that all can be seen. That all one can see those aspects, opposing views to read. That is very important to put your work into a proper perspective also. So this also will be very helpful to you, that how are you trying to visualize your work with the help of what people have seen, what other people have seen. So in which perspective you are trying to look, that you can think of when you try to prepare the best resources, and you can make it like that. People have seen in this all way, we have reviewed that, but we find that this perspective is interesting, so something related to that we are putting here. To demonstrate that you can access previous work in an area, to identify information and ideas that may be relevant to your project. So that for all those things, to identifying, to searching relevant ideas and information, literature review is normally done. Two main objectives of literature review are information seeking and critical appraisal. And for you, both the things are important. You have to search for the information also, and then you also have to go for critical appraisal. Critical appraisal also you have to do of the information that you are seeking here. It must do these things. All the things may not be important for you right now, like be organized around and related directly to the thesis or research question we are developing. Well, you don't have right now a research question or any thesis or hypothesis that is very important for you. This can be identify areas of controversy in the literature. That can be used areas of controversy in the literature and formulate questions that need further research. That also is not important for you right now. How can you do all this thing? Ask yourself questions like this: what is the specific thesis, problem, or research question that my literature review helps to define? Now, your question is not hypothesis or any other thing. Your question is to search for the better quality resources about a particular text, better quality. And for better quality, you can say that are you getting new perspective of looking the text, new way of finding the thing? Some arguments are quite unique arguments are you finding. It can be again say a simple way of looking at feminist idea or post-colonial or any other children's literature idea or popular literature, but has somebody seen in a very unique way? Are you able to see that? Then that can be very interesting for you. Okay. Okay, so I skip this part, and this also is not very important for yes. You can see about information seeking. How good was my information seeking? That question we can ask. Has my search been wide enough to ensure I have found all the relevant material? That also you can try to see. Has it been narrow enough to exclude irrelevant material? Is the number of sources I have used appropriate for the length of my work that you are going to do? Number of sources also. Okay. Have I critically analyzed? Now this again will be like, will you be able to do or not? I don't know that how critically will look at what you are observing. It means that whatever observations that people have done, are you able to question it, critically object to those kinds of things or not? That also can be done as a part of your work. Okay. Okay. Have I cited and discussed studies contrary to my perspective? Contrary to my perspective. That is also very important. Now, in case the text given to you is very near to your heart, you love that text a lot, and you can't read anything against that text. If that happens, then this point is very important. That have you read anything contrary to what you understand, to your perspective of looking at that particular thing? Okay? Okay, well, this slide is there, but not very important for us. In this work, it is not very important to look into it. Okay? Ask yourself questions like this about each book or article you included. Yeah? Has the author evaluated the literature relevant properly or not? Well, this you won't be able to do right now because it is a little bit time consuming also, and you won't have that much time to work on each and every resource that you are finding. But in future, when you think of research, then this all topics, this all questions are very relevant and very useful also. How does the author structure the argument? This can be seen. Can you deconstruct the flow of the argument to see whether or where it breaks down logically? Or so that can be done if you want to do, but you have to thoroughly read several articles. With this, which also may be time consuming, and in a given time frame of a semester, I don't think you can thoroughly go into all this thing, because you have other papers also to be studied along with this. Then coming to examples, the examples will obviously tell you that what exactly you have to do now. But if this idea is clear, what is literature review is searching for a material relevant to your topic, and you are trying to find a gap. For you, the gap is not very important, but for you, what is important is perspectives, the various way of looking at a particular text. And if you find some perspective which are contrary to each other, it is very good. It is very valuable finding that you have done for this work. A couple of examples. Now, out of 4 examples that are discussed here, for us, one example that I will discuss, that is how you have to present yourself. That is how you have to present. One example which I would like to give here, that is how you will present your reading or your literature review in the presentation. That is 4th one, call. This one, the best of all that is given here. This is what is very significant to see here. Let us see this. Now, see, this research is This research has a review of computer-based technology used in second language learning. Computer-based technology used in second language learning, and it is a review of literature from 1990 to 2000. So almost 10 years. In 10 years, the number of works published in various journals related to computer-based technology used in the second language learning are analyzed. They are, so you can say that it's a very wide range, a decade, and so many articles might have been, thousands of articles might have been written, and so you are going into reviewing those things. The scope of literature review is unlimited. There is no limit to it. There is no limit to it. Many times people ask that, can I do 10, 12, 15, how much? Well, we say there is no limit. There is no limit of literature review. So whatever you can review. Now for you also, it is limitless. You can go and explore whatever number you want to explore, but you have to narrow down to 10. Ultimately, when you make presentation, out of all the things that you have reviewed, 10 you have to present. 10 you have to present, but you have to narrowing down to zeroing down to 10, you have to do lots of work. So for example, when you do all this work, and how will you present yourself? Let me go to the last part of this article to tell you how they have presented here. Okay? So in this tabular format, you are supposed to present your work. In tabular format, you have to present your work. Yeah, so here it is. For example, table number 1. Now this is actually what you have to do. Okay, so we are coming down literature review, the practical part, and we don't want much of a theory work. We want practical work. So what work you have to do? You have to prepare tables. Yes.
Sir, we are not able to see tabular format.
Okay, just a minute. Yeah. Okay. Let me share the screen. Yeah, I think I'll have to share the screen for that. Yeah. Okay, thanks for reminding that you are not able to see that. Okay, so I thought you are able to see it. Yeah. Okay, now I think you will be able to see. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this table, yeah, table number 1, if you see there, and this way, the table. So table number 1, name of journal, you can say name of documentary, name of book, name of article, whatever. This work was done in a way like they have listed down several journals. So they list down some such a dozen or so journals, which journals were publishing articles on computer assisted language learning. You have one text. Now that text can drive you that how many journals are publishing article on that, or what is the overall resource where you find that. Not necessary that you have to list down the journals, not necessary that you have to list down the journals. I'm just giving an example of how they have worked. So they found that there is one journal known as modern language journal, and number of articles published in 10 years, 284. So they reviewed 284 articles in one journal, and they found that 13 were relevant. 13 were, so you can see the amount of work that is done. Now that is what we have to display, the amount of work we do when you review the work, and when you zero down to 10, but what is the total amount of work we have done in one journal. This, so if you say that this more than a dozen journals, total articles published 4,981, almost 5,000 articles on computer assisted language learning and the use of technology in it were 5,000. You reviewed 5,000, and then you came to know that 246 are useful. Then you came to know that 246 are useful, but you can't come down to 246 without at least skimming through all 5,000 articles. You have to skim through. Now you know that there are 4 styles of reading. There are 4 styles of reading that you know you have appeared in a flip learning feedback, so you are aware about various styles of reading. So when you do literature review, you have to do fast reading. Fast reading you have to do, and very quickly you have to work out the thing that what is important. So you have developed a sense that, well, when you where to read, what to read, abstract, conclusion, introduction, some tables, some charts, and you can easily find out this is that, this is not that. Very quickly you can do that. Yeah, that is how you start working. Like if you watch so many films Only watching a trailer, you decide whether to watch or not. It will be good or not. What will be inside? You come to know because you have seen many films. So you know that the trailer itself will tell you whether it will be interesting or not. The same is the case here. If you have read lots of articles, then you know just by moving through a couple of pages that this is useful or not, or what is useful here or not, that you can easily identify from this article or that article also. Okay? Just a minute. If I have got the internet, then I can switch over to the faster connection. I think I have got it. Yeah.
Sir, in between we were not able to see the slides clearly.
Yeah, because of low network, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, even I am facing low network here.
Yes. So there is the problem here about the today. Maybe there is lots of hiccups which are coming here. Yeah. Now I think I am on a better network here.
The font is visible now.
Yes.
Clear.
Now visible. Okay. Okay, now there is a better internet, so maybe it is now clear. Now you can see the word clearly. At least in the recording it will be clear, but for you even this font or that is not more important than what is written here, because it's not directly related to your work. But what we see here, total work 5,000, and out of that they found that 246, but without doing that we can't narrow down to this. But fast reading abstracts reading, that can help you. So yesterday you were asking about if you cannot open full article, but abstract reading can help you in what it is there. Then now after this, then they prepare table number 2, and this is how you have to present your work also. This is in table number 2. If you see how many articles are reviewed, then it is coming down to it is coming down to 70 articles. 70. So 4,900 out of that 246, out of 246, 70. And 70 they found are very relevant. Now for you it is 10. For you it is only 10. But to reach down to 10, we will ask you how many total articles you have seen. So if you have seen anything, then also note it down. Note it down. I have seen this. Note down from where you have seen, what was the source, everything. Like MLA documentation, you have to note down your work. Whichever work you have referred, very quickly you have to note down that work, that this is what you have done. And then in this tabular format, you have to present yourself like here. So what is the reference? The reference, that is the name of the writers. Then what is the focus of that work? What is the focus that comes? Then technology use is not important for you here. For here it is which theory, which theoretical perspective they are applying. Are they applying Derrida's deconstruction, any Simone de Beauvoir's feminism? Are they applying any historical approach, moral philosophical approach? What approach? That you can use as technology use, means critical theory which is used here, that you can use here. Sample size is not important for you because your work is not quantitative, it is qualitative work. So that part is not important. And general findings, that is important. So what are the findings of that article? So what you will say, series number, then reference means the names of the writers, then research focus, what was it? The research focus, which theory is used, which theory instead of technology, which theory is used, and what are general findings. These 5 points you will prepare in a table and you will present your work. Finally, that is about 10 articles. 10 articles, which can be documentaries also, which can be any kind of research work, a book, journal article, web resource, a blog, or a documentary. But it should be research work. It should not be creative work. Not creative work, but research work should be presented there. Okay, so two tables. One table will be yes, yeah.
Sir, I do have a question in second table and general findings. So what we have to do in general findings? I'm confused about that.
The article will have given some findings, that what they have done, what are their findings, that you have to write in general findings.
Okay.
Article is written to find something. Literature review is a quest. It is a search. It is a search. So what you are finding, something you are finding, that's why you are writing. So what are their findings that we have to present here?
Okay, sir. Clear.
And focus is what they were trying to do and what they have found. That way we have to see what was their focus and what they found. Okay. And this you have to do.
Okay, okay.
This also you have to do, that from where list name of journal. Instead of that, you have to see name of your resource, how many things you have seen, how many you found relevant, and out of that 10 you are working on. But this is the process. This is the process that you have to follow when you work on this. So that is there. There are other things there, but right now we are not discussing the other part of writing thing. But only this, if you will present, this will be enough for this work, that you have reviewed this, and this is what these writers or these researchers are trying to see in a given text. Okay. Any questions if you have? Any questions or any other thing that you have, any doubt if you have, that also you can let me know. Yes. Okay, so is it clear, understood in a way? If you don't have any questions, then I hope it is understood.
Yes, sir.
That what you are supposed to do, that is, then I think very clear to everybody. Yes, so then I hope you got this idea what is literature review and what you are supposed to do. You have to present in tabular format. Two tables, one about general things you have done, and the second the findings that you are getting from all these research articles that you have to put in your work. Is it okay, everybody? Any questions?
Yes, sir. Fine.
Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, so I hope you will be able to work on this then. Okay.